Hello, hello everyone. It's Rachel. Welcome to the first episode, or what do you want to call this? I guess episode is a good word. Our first episode of Book Club. So for those of you who don't know me, I know I've gotten a lot of new followers this week. My name is Rachel. I am pretty big on personal development and positivity and just uplifting others. It's kind of what I base this whole Instagram page on, is bringing like a sense of positivity to people. Especially within the last few years, everything that's been going on. I think it's really important to have like a really positive mindset and uplift each other because things have been kind of wacky. So that is what my page is about. But today I'm going to be talking about a book. So besides being positive on the internet and uplifting others, I feel like I'm going to have to sneeze, and uplifting others, I am also an entrepreneur. Hi, good morning, good morning. Say hello when you hop on, please. Also, if you would let me know where you're watching from, I would love to know where you guys are watching from. I know I've gotten a lot of new followers this week. Hey, Desiree, I'm so excited you're on, a familiar face. I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous for this. This is something I haven't really done before, but I think it'll be really, really good. So a little bit about myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I have been an entrepreneur since high school. My mom, when I was in high school, joined Avon, and I decided I would do that with her. So I used to bring my little Avon books to work. I worked at KFC. And just talk to people about Avon. And that was my first entrepreneur gig. And then ever since, I have not really been a fan of regular jobs because I like to do what I want, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. So I am currently with another company. I'm not with Avon anymore. I've moved on, and I am a top leader at that company. We are almost $1 million team, my downline and I. We are very close to hitting $1 million in sales, and I have about 160 active partners underneath me. And that is kind of why I'm doing this book club. So I like to pour into my team, give them trainings, positivity, uplifting tips for dealing with life. And this time I thought, I could do it in our closed team group, but I'm going to open it up to everyone because I think obviously it's something everyone needs, especially with what has been going on kind of in the world. And I think mental health is really a struggle for a lot of people right now. So that is what we're doing. So this is the first episode of the book club. We are talking about 1,000 Little Things. I've had this book for a while. This is one I go to. It's a really quick, easy read. It's broken up into like little sections, 2 or 3 pages. It's super easy to read in the mornings if you need something positive. So today, I kind of thought when I scheduled this first one, I thought, well, we'll do the introduction and the first tips. But when I got into the introduction, there's just so much good stuff in there. So we're going to talk about the introduction today. So this book is all about not settling for the default settings in life. And what that means is editing your life and making improvements as necessary. So personal development, really uplifting yourself, making yourself a priority, because when you think about it, the only person that's going to be with you all the time is you. We can lean on our friends and family for support and encouragement, but at the end of the day, you're always going to be with you, and you need to be there for yourself. Hold on just a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so, you need to be there for yourself. That distracted me. I had to knock somebody off the live. So, being a priority to yourself because you're your own support system. Other people have things going on in life. They're not always going to be there for you. I learned recently, I'm the kind of person who likes to be there for other people if they need encouragement, if they're having a bad day. But I've went through some hard things lately, and I've told my friends about it, and a lot of them have been really supportive, but a lot of them were not able to be there for me in the way that I am sometimes there for other people. And I learned that everyone deals with things through their own perspective, through their own lens, and being able to be there for yourself and have your own back is really, really empowering. The book also talks a lot about not curbing and containing yourself. So a lot of times, I know, especially coming from an entrepreneurship, mindset personally. When you are putting yourself out there on social media like this, or even growing up, it's hard because sometimes we feel like we need to fit into other people's bubbles and the perspective or the way other people want us to be. So the book also talks a lot about finding your true self and your authenticity and being true to yourself and not being what other people think you should be. So someone I saw asked about Star Wars, which I have like a huge Star Wars collection over here. I really like Star Wars. And growing up, I really liked Star Wars. And that kind of sometimes made me a little bit of an outcast because that was one of my like super interests growing up in school. It's kind of embarrassing. I used to even write, like in elementary school, they'd be like, write a short story. And I would write a short story about Star Wars. And I think it kind of got on my teachers' nerves, but they were very supportive. And, but sometimes the other kids were not so open to that. So I got made fun of a lot. And I tried really, really hard to fit in with those kids. But at the end of the day, you need to be true to yourself, like what you like, and be authentic to yourself, and you'll find the people that vibe with you. Now, I have a lot of people who follow me who also like Star Wars, and who would have thought that would have been a thing in my 30s, but here I am. So, all right. So the book is all about changing your default settings, bringing positivity to your life, and changing your mindset. So when you can upgrade your mindset and the way that you think about things and the way that you frame things in your mind, it really, really changes the way you perceive the world and gives you a really good solid foundation for doing what you want to do, whether it's building a business or just being happy in life, and finding your true purpose, any of those things. So the book kind of in the introduction talks about tangerines. And this is kind of an odd, maybe an odd analogy, but I kind of really liked it. And you can apply it to anything. So it was talking about maybe you're at work, you brought your lunch, and you have a tangerine. And you're really excited to eat this tangerine, and you know what a tangerine tastes like. It's usually like really sweet and a little bit juicy, but you peel it and you bite into it, and it's not quite ripe. It's kind of tart, it's a little bit sour. You know, you take a bite and you're just kind of disappointed. It's a little bit bitter. It's not the tangerine that you were expecting. So you swallow it, you feel cheated, you're like, ugh, that was like not a good tangerine. Or, you know, maybe you have a tangerine and you take a bite and it's exactly what you expected. It's the status quo of tangerine. It's like every other tangerine you've ever had, and you don't really take the time to appreciate it because it was what you expected. So on the one hand, you took a bite and you were let down because it was subpar. On the other hand, you took a bite and you didn't really think about it. You didn't appreciate it. You didn't enjoy the tangerine because it was just a regular tangerine. And the book goes on to compare that to real life and when we have expectations. And a lot of times, our unhappiness comes from the expectations we have out of a certain situation. So this is the way a lot of people live their life, right? So maybe you are really excited to go to a concert and you have an expectation that they're going to sing your favorite song. And you go and they don't sing it and you're really, really let down. Or you go and they do sing it and you're just okay because you expected to hear the song. So it talks a lot about setting your expectations aside and really just taking life in as it is and appreciating it. So not to get stuck in a cycle of expectation and disappointment. And you can really, I think, take that and apply it to a lot of areas of your life. So it talks a lot about being in the present moment instead of having those expectations, really experiencing the moment for what it is and digesting it, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. So a lot of times people will try to distract themselves when they're having an unpleasant moment and they won't actually feel it. So when you have these unpleasant moments and you don't actually feel it and you're like burying it, so maybe you're scrolling through TikTok or you are watching Instagram lives or you are stuffing your face with food because that's just something that really brings you comfort and distracts you. When you're burying those feelings and not dealing with them, those can a lot of times come back up later, and it puts you in this cycle of unresolved feelings and disappointment. So the book is going to talk a lot about these different tips for dealing with these disappointments, how to be in the moment, how to prepare yourself, how to really mentally stimulate your brain and challenge yourself and grow, because it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort. So that is what this book club is about. So if you are interested in tuning in next week, I'm going to go live every Wednesday at noon over here on Instagram, noon Eastern, which is, it's 12:11 right now. This is kind of a fast one because I won't lie to you, I was kind of nervous. I think I sped through it. But next week we're going to start talking about different sections, and we're going to talk a lot about gratitude and how gratitude can ground you and bring you back to the present moment, how it can change your perspective, how you can use affirmations and mantras and prayers if you like to pray to really ground yourself and really better yourself and your mental health. So that is what we're going to be talking about next week. So if you want to grab the book, you can do that. If you don't want to grab the book and you just want to tune in and watch, I will be here next Wednesday at noon. Thank you guys for hopping on and watching. I really appreciate you. And I'm going to have the replay of this up if you hopped in late. Hopefully next week I won't be so nervous and it'll go a little bit smoother. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I am going to have the replay up. I am also going to put this on the podcast, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Hope you have a beautiful day.